the opportunity to forge for ourselves and for future generations a new world order, a world where the rule of law, not the law of the jungle, governs the conduct of nations. When we are successful, and we will be, we have a real chance at this new world order, an order in which a credible United Nations can use its peacekeeping role to fulfill the promise and vision of the UN's founders.
Troubled times, our fifth objective, a new world order can emerge.
Under a global world government,
إنه المشهد
we have to shape an international order that can meet the challenges of our generation.
Perhaps purposefully into, oh my goodness,
Oh God.
there's another one. Oh my.
Stake in creating the kind of world order that I think all of us would like to see.
Blinding ignorance does mislead us. Oh, wretched mortals, open your eyes. Words said by famous artist Leonardo da Vinci. And every closed eye is not sleeping, and every open eye is not seeing. Famous words also said by Bill Cosby, famous comedian. But what then do we see? And when we do not search for the truth, what do we see? And what do we see with our heads turned as we watch others look ahead and keep walking in deception? As ignorance ruins our perspective on the truth. The gift of knowledge and understanding of history could give us the all-seeing truth. The truth that one world of several nations, several ideas, beliefs, compliance, habits, and orders could become under one rule and one system. But where did this system begin? Let's step back into the age of enlightenment. Time of revolution. On May 1st, 1776, the Bavarian Illuminati had established itself within the colonial area of the United States, therefore forming the colonial faction, which began a secret organization. Its purpose is to have global control and power over culture. But on July 4th, 1776, the United States had then declared its independence from the British. Having done this, the United States was able to create a centralized government within its own territory. With this, the Illuminati's plan for the New World Order set forth. Sister organizations such as Freemasons, Shrines, and the Invisible College are associated with the plan of global dominance. In 1782, the Great Seal of the United States was designed. The image included a 13-layered pyramid with the top floated in the air with the image of a left eye in it. Below it said the Latin phrase Novus Ordo Seclorum, which means new secular order or new world order. The seal was then printed on the back of the US dollar bill in 1935. The US dollar became the world dollar, a dollar which is used in trade around the world to this day. One world under one currency means one world under one rule. Global dominance, by controlling the economic powers of the United States, could determine how the government in all the nations will be run. Therefore, the world had created one government that could help establish one rule and one order. This thing was called the United Nations, otherwise known as the UN. What is the importance of global currency?
Global currency, from what I can understand, is primarily dealing with one monetary system that will be accepted all around the world. It's almost like when the original states were started. Each state had its own money. That way you could only spend money in that state. It did not have any value where you could cross and go into another state and spend it. You had to get money for that state. But when they made the universal dollar, like they're thinking about it, making a national dollar, you could take that $1 and its value is based around will have the same value all around the world. You won't say that this one equals that much or that one equals that much. It all will have the same monetary value. My grandson would ask me about the United Nations, i.e. the UN. The UN was formed to have a universal government that would help to work out different concerns and different problems in other countries and have a universal order where everybody could make one decision and it would be made by one universal government, which would try to have peace, help bring about peace. What it is made up of a basic council of so many countries who all have the same amount of voting power, and when they have a conflict or something, this group will get together and talk it out and then come up with a workable solution for all of the countries.
Trying to establish the economic system for the New World Order had caused problems within the economic system of the United States itself, as well as the world.
I have never heard anyone on television say this before. Watch this.
Oil looks higher, gold looks higher, currencies look weaker, all for the reasons that we talked about before. I mean, you've got huge wage disparities. I don't know how that inevitably resolves itself. It may resolve itself in some type of a global currency crisis. And then if the global currency crisis unfolds, then inevitably you get, I guess, an alignment under a global world government, a new global currency, and a new world order. So we may be moving towards that.
Talk to us a little bit more about this currency crisis you see erupting. What does that assume about what's going to happen to the dollar?
Well, it assumes that the dollar will utterly get destroyed. And
that's good news. What happened?
I think you're in a liquidation phase. I think Kirsten had it exactly right. I think there's a bunch of wrong-footed moves by Hank Paulson and the Illuminati of the country, if you will, and I think we're paying for it right now.
What should they have done? What did they do wrong, and what do you think they should have done?
I don't think they should have wiped out the equity holders in Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac. I think that was a first and a game changer. I don't think they should have let Lehman, one of the primary treasury dealers, go bankrupt.
Of course, setting the basis of the New World Order would cause chaos. Chaos within society, government, and the economic system of the world, especially the U.S. So how is the New World Order viewed?
Countries are against it, some countries are, some presidents are, some presidents are not. Basically, the Christian religion is against it because at the moment, maybe it's not the Christian faith, maybe it's just the ideologies that you do not want one universal government to control everything. You want it to be well, how the New World Order is viewed about white Anglo-Saxon Protestants. Basically, it's viewed as a dislike because it would eliminate the power base that they have developed. The new one world order would mean that everybody would have equal power instead of one country having all the main power. Thank you.
The New World Order can be defined as unnecessary, chaotic, and even life-threatening or life-destroying. What is the government up to? What will we see soon?